disputes, there is a lot of tendency by husbands and wives to not give complete disclosure of their income, their affidavits, their liabilities, etc., not comply with the judgment of Rajneesh versus Neha passed by the Supreme Court in entirety. When a woman does not disclose, on most days, the penalties against her are not very high, especially in usual course of action if you're not taking any steps. If you're a man and you do not comply, the judge will simply say, because the husband's not complying, because the husband is not disclosing, we will assume that the wife's exaggerated five-fold from the actual amounts that the husband is earning. We'll assume that this 5x amount is actually the true amount that the husband is earning, and then the court fixes appropriate amounts. I'm not talking hypotheses. This is something that we see on a very regular basis. However, if a wife is not disclosing, judges usually do not take it against her, but they can. But you as a husband need to really push the court and make requests fervently with written applications, nothing just in oral submissions, that the wife is not disclosing ABC bank statements, maybe her ITR, maybe some other documents, maybe some other proof of her ownership. If you do not show with written applications, and even that is not enough, unfortunately, you must also, upon top of that, ask the court to decide these applications for production of these documents prior to any arguments taking place, and also the application for perjury that you should be filing for the wife not disclosing these details. That perjury application also the judge will keep in the file and say, we will decide later. Later when, my lord? Later after the evidence. Evidence later means 5 to 15 years from now. But in the meantime, the judge fixes interim maintenance, which the wife enjoys on the basis of her false facts made in her affidavit. And then the husband has no other option but to come and say, let's just settle at a significantly higher amount than I was ready to pay. The solution is you give application for perjury, application for production of direction to the wife to produce data and documents squad my allegations, and on top of that, to decide these applications prior to application for prior to interim maintenance arguments being heard. And if the judge says, no, we will hear later, then my lord may decide my application for deciding these applications prior in time. And then if my lord dismisses, we take this in appeal. And usually the court then says, all right, fine, we'll just ask the wife to file a response to these applications, and then we'll figure out interim maintenance hearing on another day. And lo and behold, 5 years, then the wife is coming and seeking adjournments because she does not want to file written responses to these applications.